Hey guys, this is your Senpai back with another video on how to solo Dragon Soul 25 Heroic Mode. Easily one of the worst raids though, sadly, but I mean it's still good gold, and it's a pretty decent set. Sadly came out of such a trash instance, but first boss up is more chalk. Basically the only thing you want to do is just bring both of them down. In Heroic Mode they split into two adds. They do an ability where it does an AoE amount of damage. As a rogue, you just want to pop Feint, but most of the time it's going to die before they even get a chance to do it because they only have 7 million health, so it's not too bad. Alright, up next is Warlords on us. Now you can do either of the next bosses up next, but it really doesn't matter. You can do them in any order you want because, you know, non-linear. The only part of Dragon Soul that wasn't is this, which again sucks because end of the raid and it was kind of boring. But the only ability you have to worry about with you being level 100 is the ball that bounces back and forward if you don't have enough gear. Eventually what happens is it'll hit and do that, and it just does AoE damage, but you'll burn through them so quick it doesn't even matter. After that it's free loot, so it's GG. Alright, and up next is your Shazia Sleeping, or because kind of tentacle bosses and old gods, because you don't really know how the hell to pronounce their names, because Blizzard just randomly, I think, hires a monkey and they hit buttons on a keyboard and that's how you get the names. So you don't even have to pull the trash in the room, you can literally just pull the trash by attacking the boss, because that makes sense. None of his abilities really matter because you're going to burn through him so quick, but if your DPS is slow, there's going to be slimes that hit, and if they hit, they do certain abilities, but you're level 100, so it's not really going to matter. Alright, and up next is Hagar the Stormbinder. You're going to start the encounter by clicking the orb in the center of the Eye of Eternity, killing a couple of trash mobs. After that she's going to jump down. This fight really doesn't have anything to worry about special, except if your DPS is a little bit lower, then there will be a randomly generated phase of either water or lightning or frost, and you just have to kill the adds. The lightning one, I don't know if you'll be able to solo that, because the last time I did this was you had to actually chain it with your whole group, so it's been a while. Other than that, there's nothing really to worry about. She does do a couple of abilities that hurt. And as you can see, I'm speccing into Shuriken Toss because of the trash for all Traxion. It pretty much just drops down. But you can use Shuriken Toss this way you're not taking damage, because I have died from not killing it fast enough. So if you want, just spec into that. It makes it a lot easier. Alright, up next is Traxion, and the only thing you have to worry about from him is having enough DPS. If you don't have enough DPS, all you're going to do is get one-shotted by the ability, and you can't even use the center button to cheat it, because it has to hit 2 targets, 2 in a 25-man. And if it doesn't, you can't even bubble through it, because it'll still kill the aspects and stuff. So just, literally, it's a DPS race. If you can't kill him, pop war drums, potions, flask, bring those food buff. It makes it 10 times easier. Even I'm running with a flask, potions, and a food buff because it does make the whole thing so much easier to do. Other than that, it's free loot, and if you get the mount, fuck you, because I still haven't gotten it, so. Alright, and up next is Warmaster Blackhorn or Loot Ship 2.0. And I was just kidding about the Drake. No, I'm not. Actually, if you get the Drake, fuck you, because I have every mount but this one. The only things you have to worry about from him is Shockwave, and everything else is literally just standing out of fire, and that's it. And on the boat, you just want to make sure you soak the circles in the ad. Spec and Shuriken Toss too to get rid of those Drakes earlier. Other than that, this fight is literally free loot. It's one of the easier ones to do. Oh, I'm drinking some milk here. It's pretty good. But, yeah. So, when my dad makes, chicken noodle soup, poured a shit ton of pepper, so milk's really good right now. Anyways, back to the point that you guys are actually watching instead of me fucking making a video about milk and chicken noodle soup, is Spine of Deathwing. Okay. So, guys ever play, trying to think of a game. I guess it'd be like playing Zigzag Tag or some shit. Yeah, that's pretty much what you're going to be doing this whole fight. You're going to be running back, forth, back, forth. On top of this, you got to worry about ads. And I had to cut out about 8 minutes of this fight almost. Because on the plates, make sure they're literally... I used to tank this too, back and Dragon Soul when it's actual current. I used to tank this as a prop paladin. Never fucked up an explosion, but for some reason when I did it today, I couldn't do it. It was literally, I would have these amalgamations, which were supposed to explode at 9 stacks after soaking up the blood that's dropping on the ground. You can see it's like weird fire, molten shit on the ground. And, you know, I've never fucked up. But I don't know if they changed, like, the size of it, because if so, this is the world's worst nuclear blast. Like, even Korea could do better than this with their crazy, crazy people, you know. But for some reason, the nuclear blast, I'm just letting you know, make sure you're standing literally on Deathwing's, like, spine. And it's on the plate that's in front of you that you're going to be DPSing down as soon as this plate blows up. Make sure the ad is literally on it. I failed it twice on the second plate. So if you're going to see a weird cut in the video, it's because I tried to edit out the best I could. But like I said before, I could not edit for shit. Other than this, you're going to make sure that you plate going back, forth. Otherwise, you're going to roll them. You can roll them to get rid of a lot of amalgamations. I don't know how to say it right. But after that, it's pretty much free loot, except for the fact that you are going to be taking a buff, or a debuff in this case, that weakens your health over time, so the longer the fight goes on, the less health you're going to have. And whenever you are fighting the plate part, make sure that, you know, you're killing it on the side. And stand on the puddles that are killed from the tentacles, because the puddles do hold you in place. This way you cannot fall off. And that is pretty much all you have to worry about. I mean, Deathwing, you know, it's a cool fight. This is actually a really cool fight. I like this fight, but Heroic I never got to do because it actually required class stacking, which was kind of stupid. Being a prop paladin, you know, we had to get a bunch of shamans, mages, and rogues were pretty much the only DPS and healers you wanted. It was kind of stupid. Blizzard, thank God you don't do any more of this. Please don't do it in Legion, because I am so looking forward to Legion. Warlords kind of sucked. I don't know if you guys feel the same. I'll make a rant video about that maybe and how bad Warlords is. But, I mean, other than this, you make sure you get the ads down. Try not to AoE, because if you do AoE and take out the blood, make sure you take off your poisons, because I did have a couple of ones with 8 stacks blow up from me using a Fan of Knives, and the poison did end up killing it before the blast. And then after that, it is literally free loot. And, I mean, this was actually a fun fight. You know, just make sure you're always going back and forth, otherwise you're going to roll him and you will die. And make sure you can look behind, and it'll literally, like, you don't miss him rolling if you look from behind. So when it says Deathwing's rolling right, just kind of pan your camera back and you will see him actually physically roll. And then this way you won't fall off and don't have to risk anything. So it's pretty nice when you can do that. Alright, and up next is Madness of Deathwing, aka clip his toenails and cut his wings, or whatever. Basically, it just means Deathwing really needs to, what the hell are they called? Mani-pedis? I don't fucking know. So, I mean, once you get rid of his toenails here and clip them for him, because I guess it makes sense, because, you know, Deathwing really is a dragon. I mean, I don't think he could reach his fucking toenails, but I mean, he's the Earth Warder, so why doesn't he just, you know, use the earth and scrape them, file them down? You know, it just does not make any sense. And the only things that you have to worry about in this fight is literally nothing besides the aspects being impaled by the molten tentacles of Deathwing, because Deathwing's now an old god for, like, this whole fight, confirmed by, Green Jesus, because he's absent, because it's Green Jesus, and, you know, Green Jesus said, let there be tentacles, because secretly Green Jesus likes Japanese hentai. We're just gonna go with that, you know? He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking make a hentai boss, because keep this boss away from Japanese schoolgirls at all costs. Remember that. If you ever see a Japanese schoolgirl, tell them, stay away from madness. Otherwise, you're gonna get tentacle porn. Other than that, you gotta make sure that the boss is spared from being tentacle porned, because, well, that's all you have to worry about. I'm not even fucking kidding. You could ignore every mechanic and get away with it, especially if you leave Alexstrasza as the last aspect alive. She literally just fucking burns the weird other tentacle porn on his toenails and shit. So, I mean, once those are down, it's literally easier than Spine will ever be, because this fight just fucking sucked, okay? This was not fun at all. Like, even back in Cataclysm, I didn't feel accomplished when we were like, oh yeah, Deathwing's dead, whoa. I was like, cool, all I had to do was fucking trade off taunts with another tank. In fact, with me being a paladin tank, when I got my geared enough, I solo tanked this on my paladin because I could bubble. And Impale stacks literally just fell off, and it was great. I mean, the fight still sucked, though. I mean, it literally was so fucking boring. The only reason I ran this was until I got Soul Drinker, because Soul Drinker was really good for tanks, especially being a paladin. Even though you already had the self-heals, it was nice to have that, too. And it looked cool. But then a transmog came somewhere around here, and what the fuck did I need this gear for? Especially paladin gear. I'm sorry, if you like the paladin set from here, I know I said most of the sets were good. Like, the rogue one was pretty cool, the shaman, the hunter, and the mage were all really cool. Even the warlock. And the priest, okay, so you know what, almost everyone but paladins and druids, but druid sets always suck. So, that doesn't count. Alright guys, thanks for watching. You know, I got a couple of videos lined up actually with my rogue, and I even have a couple of surprises with other characters. So, I mean, give it a like if you liked it. If not, well, I guess don't do anything.